What's up, you guys? Good morning. Happy Sunday. From the fam. Say hi, sweet prince. Okay, today you're going to learn how to better interpret your dreams from Atlas. Atlas dreams frequently. His nickname is Space Monkey. His nickname is Space Monkey because all he does is go travel in his astral form to outer space like a little space monkey and learns things and brings them back to teach the world. That's sweet prince. So tell them the first thing they need to know. Tell them the first thing they need to know about the dreams. Tell them. Oh, that was no.
Ladies and gents, welcome back to
He turned on the Gospel of Thomas.
I'm your host.
So maybe first step is to listen to the Gospel of Thomas. Atlas, we can't listen to that right now. But I like your style. I do. I like your style. Sean Milks, Alchemy of Life. How's it going? Y'all, you guys having a good morning, I hope? Atlas, go play in your playhouse. Go play in your playhouse. Recently, I found somewhat of my own dream interpreter. She might actually join us on the live. We'll see. But her name is Francine, and every sort of move maker should have their own dream interpreter. He's trying to grab the... No, stop. He's grabbing the cord with the toothbrush. Atlas. You should be fine right now, I think. Oh, but he does keep stopping the music. There we go. I am Toth. What's up, brethren? Nice to see you, man. Thanks for stepping in. Toth. Thoth. Thanks for gracing us with your presence, brethren. Alchemy of Life, you too, man. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you again. I hope your business is doing well. I hope you made some sales of your colloidal silver for the holidays. Copy your Etsy link and put it down right now in the description so people who are seeing this after the live can come back and see it. Yesenia, how's it going? Who else we got in here? I think that's it. Every move maker needs a dream interpreter in their corner. The lady who contacted me saying that she wanted to be my dream interpreter brought that to my attention, and it resonated a lot. Is the music too loud? Let me know if the music is too loud in the background. But and then I started doing some research, and it's actually true. All the old kings and sorcerers and fantastical people throughout the stories and time, everyone had a dream interpreter to some degree. Even the dream interpreters have dream interpreters. Now, what a lot of people tell you when it comes to dreams, and I actually... Hi, sweetie. Because I put my dreams online a lot, asking for people to help analyze them. And every single time, without fail, I have asked about a dream interpretation, and someone has finished with, well, it doesn't really matter what other people think. It's all about how you interpreted it, because it's your dream. And while I understand where you're coming from and agree also, I do think it's important to get an outside perspective on... It's super important to get an outside perspective on what the dreams could mean. The symbology, things that you might overlook. Of course, make sure you pick someone that knows what the hell they're talking about. But at the same time, don't overlook how crucial it is to have a second pair of eyes who knows what they're talking about to help interpret dreams that you have. So I guess that would be step one in how to interpret your dreams better, is to not be so arrogant in thinking that only you and only you can prevent forest fires. No, you can be the only one to interpret your dreams. If anything, it's just like having to explain your point of view. When you have someone to tell your dreams to that understands you, they can actually help you to develop the meaning of your own dreams. Instead of sitting there by yourself and having to do all the work, you have another mind to bounce the ideas off of. So, get a dream interpreter, you guys. Get someone that you trust. Get someone that knows their shit, knows what they're talking about. And it also would help if they're not necessarily think the same exact way you do. You want someone that's going to challenge you. You want someone that's going to tell you that you're wrong, or tell you that there's something going on, not always agreeing with you, in other words. Atlas is playing the ukulele right now. Hi, sweetie. That's funny. That reminds me. I actually had a dream last night that I was taking a ukulele master class to be a master of the ukulele. And I was talking to my buddy Eric Stuckey, who plays the mandolin like a god. I was like, should I do the piano or the ukulele? And I was thinking the piano, because the piano is like my main squeeze. And everyone was like, no, definitely do the ukulele. And I was like, interesting. I thought everyone would want the piano because it's more of an impressive instrument, but everyone was saying ukulele. So I was like, all right, I'll take a ukulele master class. And that was the dream. There's also lots of pools. I was underground again. I was in a cave again, but it was like Fern Gully, where there's a bunch of pools that lit up when you walked inside of them. Interesting. Very interesting. Native Peacemaker. Thanks for stopping by, Native. Everyone go check out Native's channel too. She's killing it. Brother, if I wrote a book of dreams, it would have no meaning to another, as it would to whom dreamed the dream. I feel you. But as I always say, all truths are but half-truths. And that's something I firmly believe in. So, you think your dreams would have absolutely no meaning to others, but I would beg to differ, Toph, because I bet you if each one of the squad in here read your book, that we would all take something super necessary out of that book that would help us to a great extent. I firmly believe that. While it may not be as meaningful to us as your book would be to you, I guarantee you we would all get something out of it. No worries, Johnny. I'll hold down the links from my end. Still love you, it's cracking. You gotta see where I'm coming from when I say you need a dream interpreter with you. Is because we as humans tend to be social creatures, and we need to develop our ideas. And I'm not saying you have to go to someone else to find the meaning of your dream. I'm saying it's crazy fucking helpful to have another mind to bounce your dreams off of, because they can bring things to light that you didn't see before. Like, why else would you guys be watching my YouTube videos, for example? Because you like the way I present ideas. You like the way that I shed light on things that people don't normally shed light on, or I stimulate thought. I stimulate genuine, unique thought that you have that no one else has thought before because of something I said, which gave you an idea that you've never had before, that even I haven't had before. And that's what I'm saying. It's not about it's not about someone else knows your dream and you don't. It's about developing your mind and developing your dreams and developing your subconscious with the help of another person, because we need each other, right? We all come from source, so we all hold bits and pieces of truth that we've discovered on our own paths that of course resonate to us, and for the most part us, but that doesn't mean they can't help each other with those revelations. So I definitely stand firm in saying it's exceedingly helpful to find a dream interpreter that will help you with your dreams, help you develop them. Even if you look at your dream interpreter and say, no, you're full of shit, that's not at all what my dream means. But then again, the dream interpreter has helped you reinforce that, no, that's actually wrong and what I think is right. A reinforcement, right? Just another way to bounce ideas off of someone. It's like anything else in life. You run a business, if you're a CEO, you have, your 3 or 4 guys, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys who are your core, and you go to them for advice. You say, hey, this is where I'm at. What do you think? And they can say, I think you're wrong. You're doing it wrong. And you can say, I agree, or you can say, fuck you, I'm doing it right. You don't know what you're talking about. But regardless, they're still there to help. You don't have to take the advice. You could give it back, but that's just the way the world works in relationships. I'm asking my girl all the time, like, I don't know what direction to move with something, so it's nice to have another mind to bounce things off of. Of course, the decision is ultimately up to me, but that doesn't mean that I'm just going to say it's me all the time and not ask for help. And the reason why I'm saying this mostly is because I have been bouncing ideas off of this lady with my dreams, and she has been giving me back information. And not all of it resonates, but it resonates enough to where I'm like, okay, this is extremely helpful. I missed that. Or I would have never thought of it that way. Or you're wrong and I'm not resonating with that at all. This is how I actually feel. I don't know, but it's helpful. You know what I mean? I sense your meaning as a mastermind. I am Toth. You're familiar with mastermind? Exactly, that's well said. We are now on the same page, Toth. Yes, as a mastermind. Hi, Sweet Prince, are you back? No, that's the forbidden box. That's the forbidden box. You can't go in that one. That's the forbidden box. Yes, it is. 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 He's got the wiggles down.
Vente, Papa.
Atlas has a war cry. Whenever he crawls, he like goes. Rah, 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 rah. And I swear it's like his war cry.
Atlas.
What's up? What's up, baby? What's up, baby?
Atlas, puppy. No.
Oh.
Hey. Want the mirror? Let's bring the mirror.
Where we at? What if you think you don't have any? Jenny Pete asks a good question. She says, what if you think you don't have any, as in dreams? Well, I would turn to science in this case and say that from the test that scientists have done, everyone has dreams. The problem is whether you remember them or not. If your sleep cycle, you only dream during certain parts of your dream cycle of the night. I want to say it's in your REM sleep, which is like 2 to 3 hours after you fall asleep. On average, that's where most of your dreams come from. I could be wrong. Google it. But your sleep cycle, if it's a shitty one, it could limit the amount of dreams that you have. But everyone has dreams. The problem is remembering those dreams. Fix this. Yeah, the problem is remembering the dreams. So if you're not remembering your dreams, first and foremost, for anyone listening to this, you got to keep a dream journal. I don't care what potions you take. I don't care what foods you eat. Atlas says the same. He says, which means keep a dream journal. Keep a pen and a notebook right next to your bed. As soon as you wake up, write down whatever you want. Here's actually another good tip for dreaming. Drink like a liter of water before you go to bed tonight. And what's going to happen is you're going to wake up to pee in the middle of the night. When you wake up in the middle of the dream, that's the easiest time to remember. So drink a liter of water. It's going to wake you up in the middle of the night. As soon as you wake up, write down everything you remember. And the sad part is people think that it's not worth writing dreams down because they only remember one thing. It's like, oh, I was in this house and there was like a bird and there was something weird going on. Like, I can't remember anything else. A whole bunch happened, but I can't remember anything else. So like, fuck, I didn't remember anything. But that's a terrible way to look at it. If you remembered a house and a bird, write those down. What did the house look like? What did the bird look like? What was the bird doing? What was the house doing? Were you in the house? Were you looking at the house? Were you third person? Were you first person? How did you feel about the house? Did you have no feeling about the house? Were you happy? Were you sad? Was the bird happy? Was the bird sad? Did you have no feelings about the bird? You know, you can write a whole paragraph of information on the bird in the house, even if it's the only two things that you saw. And what happens is you start to train your mind to remember more dreams. So you write down the bird in the house tonight. Tomorrow you might remember the mailbox. The next day you might remember the mailman. The following day you might remember that you had a dinner party at the house and the mailman was there and brought you a pet bird. And the bird shit on one of the dinner guests. Just because you don't remember it doesn't mean it's not happening. Furthermore, if you only remembered a bird in the house and you start writing it down, what happens every single time, I swear to God, as you start writing the dream down, more things start coming to you. Like, I didn't remember any of my dream last night. Atlas started strumming the ukulele and the entire dream came back to me. And that's what happens. When you start writing your dreams down, you start triggering more and more memories. Atlas, he's got your makeup. What you talking about? Nikki Delancre, what you talking about? Surprised I was able to see that. We're talking about dreams this morning. I feel like every time I go live on a Sunday morning, it's about dreams. As a musician, and one that seems to have interest in some ancient civilizations, does the Hurrian hymn evoke anything for you? I don't even know what the Hurrian hymn is, but I'm glad you brought it up because I'm going to look at it now. Oh, that's crazy. So who asked me that question? Honey Gummy asked if the Hurrian hymn evoked anything for me, and fucking for sure it does because I've actually listened to it a lot. I didn't know that was what it was called because whenever I look for it, I type in the oldest song in history and that's the one that comes up. But the Epic of Gilgamesh in Sumerian is the one that really does it for me. And it's when I look up the song that you told me to look up, it's two videos down. So we'll listen. Dude, all these old ancient Sumerian Near Eastern songs. So check this out. Honey Gummy, are you still in the room? This song, Hurrian hymn, I actually used it in the Emerald Tablets audiobook that I made. So if you haven't heard it yet, here's the link. So Honey Gummy. I used this song in my Emerald Tablets audiobook. So it does something for me. Only a couple years I can remember. Tell yourself to inform yourself of all that was important. Command this. Yes, that's intention is another big one. So listen to it. Basically, take note of everything I Am Toth is saying in the group chat because he's clearly onto some shit. Or she is onto some shit. Yeah, definitely command inform. When you go into bed, that's another thing. Tell yourself, I will remember my dreams. I am remembering my dreams. I remember everything. Make a habit of it. Reinforce it. Write it on a piece of paper. I am remembering my dreams. When you wake up in the morning, write down the dreams. In my dream, I haven't written in my dream book in fucking probably 2 months. But all right, beginning. Thank you for remembering this dream. Thank you. I'm always like, thank you for remembering the dream. Thank you, thank you. So it's all about reinforcement, telling yourself to remember them, thanking yourself for when you do remember them. Curry? Hey, Curry, do you pronounce your name Curry as in curry? Like, I like to eat curry. Like, my name is the Curry, man, and I like to eat curry. I like all kinds of green curry. I like red curry, yellow curry, coconut curry, spicy curry, extra spicy curry. Thank you, Toth. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And actually, Ugly cried. I'm so glad that you described the crying as an ugly cry because I know exactly what you mean by that. I'm glad. I haven't tried meditating to it. I have meditated to the Emerald Tablets that I made with the music in the background, but it was obviously I was listening to the Emerald Tablets, so my mind was tuned into that, but I haven't meditated to it by itself. Both is boss, why choose? Anahata Aditya. Where's mine? Hold on, give me a second, you guys. I wanted to look something up real quickly. Give me 1 second. Theodian Freeman wants to do. Why doesn't it just simply say? Where I'm at the month. Come on. It's going ham right now. Alright. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm back. So Anahata Aditya, here's what I do when you have that sort of energetic, especially when you meditate and you sit like that. As in meditation, you're generating energy. Try not to move. With all your might, try not to move and try to keep it, try to keep still. Trying to think of a good analogy. Basically, the more still you can maintain yourself, the more powerful that energy will grow, and that's when you sort of start to direct it into different spots, like, or direct it into nothing. Depends on what you're meditating for. Like if you're doing a visualization meditation, keep the body still, which keeps the energy high, and then bring the image back to your mind. Hi, baby. You coming back? You coming back? You coming back? Yeah. You want to see the squat again? Oh, here's a good analogy. Here's a good analogy when you're moving during meditation, and why you shouldn't. Not why you shouldn't. But one. Tell him, Atlas. Tell him. Tell him. Tell him. So when you plug your, say you're charging your laptop and you plug it into the wall, the charger gets hot, and the reason why the charger gets hot is because some of the electricity that's going through the wire, instead of being put into your computer, instead of the energy being put into your computer, it's being lost as as friction, which turns into heat energy. So the electrical energy turns into heat energy. But what happens is you're losing some of the energy as heat instead of going into your computer. So in theory, you want to keep your charger cool. If your charger's cool, that means all the energy is going into your computer and it's not being lost as heat, as thermal radiation, as thermal energy. So the body's kind of the same way. If you're moving a lot of your energy is being lost in the movement instead of going to what you want to direct it towards. Because that's your weapon. You have your war cry, and now you have your war club. And now you have your war club, sweet prince. He's got a brush, and he's just grunting down there, swinging it around like a little fucking barbarian. Get him, Atlas. Get him. Get him. Oh, nope, that's not. So think of the movement during meditation as like you're losing some of the energy as motion when you want to keep as much energy as you can on the thought, on the mind. What's the matter, Prince? He's trying to tell you something, Anahata. Oh, he's trying to tell you something. What do you have to say to Anahata? What do you have to say? Nope, don't turn off the music. What do you have to say? Nope, don't do that either. Alright, hold on. Here. Get us? Oh, now you don't want it? I do not remember dreams, but I'd like to remember past life. Do you have a method you'd suggest? It seems there's so many videos about it. What do you have to say about past lives? You're fresh from a past life. Yeah? Yeah? I hope you're listening. Tell him. And taking notes. Ow. Atlas says you need to chew on things and the past life will come back to you. I think that's what he's saying. Oh, past lives. Jay Leo. I did a past life thing, but I went to these oracles to get my past life reading done. It was crazy. It was like these three women, and they sat in front of me and just basically blacked out and went into a trance, and they all sort of like weaved together of these past lives that they saw from me. It was pretty wild. Prior to that, I'd never been too much into past lives. But oh, did you hit yourself? You gotta be careful, sweet prince. You can't be smacking yourself. Oh my. No, that's the forbidden drawer. You can't go in there. He's all, I want to do Baby of Letters things. Get out of here. Jesus. He's so strong now. Fuck. Let go.
Mama time?
I will be chewing everything. Yeah, it was an amazing experience, Jaylee. It was pretty amazing. They pulled 2 past lives. It's funny because I've always had an affinity for the ocean. Whether it's like books I read or documentaries I watched or movies or just things I think about. I've lived in Oxnard, Ventura, Santa Barbara, San Fran, Long Beach. 5 different places, and all 5 of them have been up against the ocean. But what they saw, the first life they saw was that I was a merchant. And this is before I started my Etsy shop and started like, so they didn't even really know anything about what I was into. But they saw me as a spice merchant, and I would just sail from port to port around the known world and trade spices and shit. Food spices. They said I was big on food spices, which I am huge on food spices. My favorite shit. As I sit here with rosemary, dried rosemary on my desk. I thought that was pretty interesting. And then in another life, they saw that I was like a captain of a warship, which is strange. Anywho, But as far as past life stuff, that's I don't know, that's tough. There's, like you said, there's so many different ways, and I actually haven't done past life practices myself. There's meditations. There's of course dreams. You can make a point of it in your dreams. Here's what I answer most of the part, because I'm big on dreams and it's easy for me to dream. It's not easy for me to lucid dream, but with practice and will, I can lucid dream most of the time. But I gotta fucking really work at it. Anywho, use a lucid dream. Get a dream practice going. Get your dreams on point. Lucid dream. The next time you go lucid, stay calm. Don't get excited. Stay calm and make it a point. Okay, I'm lucid dreaming. I would like to meet my past life self. I would like to meet my dream guide. I would like to visit the Akashic Records. I would like to be in a scene of a past life. It's the thing with lucid dreaming is that when you're in it, it's so easy to do anything that you want as far as subtle things like past life, your spirit guides, your spirit animal, decisions that you need to make or decisions that you're having trouble with. Hi, Prince. What are you looking at? He just sits on the bed and stares at me, and then when I look at him, he smiles. You like this song? Albeit alas, it's difficult to lucid dream. But when you do lucid dream, it's easy to figure out what you need to figure out. So get a good dream practice going on. This is a dream video after all. Also, see what you're pulled towards. What kind of movies do you like? What resonates with you? Like, sometimes you watch things and you have an emotional reaction that's stronger than it should be. Or you have a calling that's stronger than it should be. Like, my friend was meditating one time and they said that they saw me as like holding a gun. As like in the Middle East. As like someone fighting in the Middle East with a gun. But I've always been super drawn to war movies. I know you shouldn't watch war movies because they drag you down. But I can almost see myself fighting and almost like... Alice was a war chanting too. So pay attention to shit like why am I so drawn to war movies? Now watch it and I'll feel like I'm there. It feels familiar, like I've been there before, like I've done that, but and I have dreams all the time. Dreams all the fucking time. Where I've been shot in the stomach multiple times during like gunfights. I've been shot with arrows in the stomach multiple times. I've been stabbed with swords in the stomach multiple times. I've had tons of dreams where I'm at war with people, killing people, getting killed. And so like I'm drawn to war movies. My friends have seen me when they meditate as being a warrior with a gun in the Middle East. So it's like you gotta pay attention to shit, you know? Like I'm a firm believer that the signs are everywhere when you pay attention. It's kind of like you buy a blue car and now all of a sudden everyone has a blue car. It's not that there more people are buying blue cars, it's that your consciousness is now tuned into the frequency of blue car. So if you make it a point, you meditate, you dream, you write it down, you have affirmations, you command, like Toth said, you command yourself to pay attention in past lives, things will come up. Books that you've seen every day will all of a sudden stand out to you. People that you've seen every day will all of a sudden stand out to you. Music that you've come by will all of a sudden stand out to you. Movies, everything, media, like things you consume, videos that you browse on YouTube. Things that have already been there will start to resonate, will start to vibrate with you. And that's the law of vibration, right? It's not the attraction that we're looking for. It's not that we're attracting things to us. It's that we're evoking things that are already there. But we're causing them to resonate, which means we're causing them to vibrate, which means they are now more visible to us. And so that's another way. To me, that's how finding out what a past life is. It's not necessarily do this meditation and it's going to come to you. It's do this meditation. Have these thoughts. Make note of certain dreams. Have certain conversations. to do certain actions, be more aware, be more conscious of the things that you want to find out. And a good example of this, if you guys have been following me for a while, I bring this up a lot, is how resonance actually works. And I'll bring it up right now. I'll bring you the actual definition of resonance. Is this. The reinforcement or prolongation of sound, which is just frequency, by reflection from a surface or by the synchronous vibration, meaning the matching vibration, of a neighboring object. And the example is a violin. You play the E string on one violin, and if there's another violin in the room, the E string will also vibrate and make sound without being touched. So here's one string, here's another string. You vibrate this string, the E, you vibrate this E string, and this E string will move without being touched. That's what resonance is. And the reason why is because they both match frequencies. So they reflect by reflection from a surface or by the synchronous vibration, because the vibrations match, of a neighboring object. So when you want to tap into a past life, you want to resonate with things that match the past life. And we do that simply by creating the thought of past life, doing the meditations of past life, doing the mantras of past life as much, and get creative. It's not like you only have to meditate. It's the mind. There is no limit to how many different ways you can do one thing. It's easiest to do meditations and shit like that, but I don't know. There's more than one way to skin a cat, basically. That's what I'm getting at. So the more energy you put into that vibration, the stronger the frequency will be. Therefore, the stronger the resonation will be. So go back to the two strings. The stronger you pluck this string, right, the louder it is, meaning the more power, the more amplification behind the frequency there is if you pluck it harder, which means the other string will vibrate even louder without being touched. So that's what we're doing. We are wanting to sort of broadcast a frequency out into the world so that all the things in the world that match that frequency start to vibrate. So we are evoking the world. We're not attracting things to us. We're evoking things that were already there that we didn't notice because we weren't paying attention. And that's why focus is so important. Because focus increases the energy. Focus increases the amplification. Which is why I told you earlier about meditating. Try not to move when you meditate. Because if you can stop the movement, you're losing energy to the movement when you move. But if you don't move, you keep the energy into the thought, into the meditation, into the amplification of your frequency or your electromagnetic field, if you will. Energy is the name of the game, you guys. That's why I think it was Einstein who was saying, you gotta think or maybe it was Tesla, you gotta think in terms of frequency, energy, frequency. Match the frequency, amplify the signal, and maintain that shit. And you should, in theory, get whatever you want. The trick is maintaining focus. Actually, the trick is first finding out what frequency you want to broadcast, because we can be so wishy-washy with movies and media and I want to be this, or I want to make $1 million, or no, I don't want that, I want this, no, I don't want that, I want this. So if we can't focus on one thing, if we can't make up our mind on what we want, we can't send a steady signal. And if we can't send a steady signal, Monday you could be vibrating with one thing, Tuesday you could be vibrating with another thing, Tuesday evening you could go back to what you wanted on Monday, and now you're stimulating that again, and it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Some friends become enemies, some enemies become friends. You know how that goes. So, yeah. Avner. I don't have a study guide for the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. So there's another Keith Garcia out there. My book that's on Amazon is called 7 Pillars, a handbook. I guess it is sort of a handbook. But it's more so a handbook on the Kybalion, not so much on the Emerald Tablets. The Emerald Tablets, the Kybalion is distilled emerald tablets, but my book is distilled Kybalion, if that makes any sense. Hi, Preet, what you doing? Just wanted to say hi. Tweety, 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 tweety. Is he pooping?
No. We
No.
thought about it though.
We thought about it.
No, not this.
Sorry, let me catch up with you guys' comments. Nikki says maybe your solar plexus is easily influenced by others. I'm not sure if you're talking to me or others, or what that's referring to, but solar plexus is actually funny you brought that up, because solar plexus has to do with the will, which has to do with maintaining focus. Is just solid fucking willpower. It's like masculine to the T. Is one thing, shut out everything else, and slam it with energy. That's the solar plexus. So if you're having a hard time with will, you're having a hard time maintaining boundaries, you're having a hard time distinguishing yourself from others. You know, if you're too empathetic and your emotions get mixed up with other people's, that's a weak solar plexus. Which is actually, if you guys are asking what the Devil's Club Spagyric on my Etsy is, that's what the Devil's Club is for. It's for the solar plexus. It's masculine, it's boundaries, it's healthy boundaries. It's the warrior archetype. So yeah. I'm way behind in your comments, so. Vibrations have become so obvious and everything. I feel like I'm swimming against the currents. Jay Leah, I'm gonna read the comments, but don't let me forget, I have something to say about that. Kybalion was written by William Walker Atkinson. Brandy Renee making a guest appearance. What's cracking? Everyone say hi to Brandy. Kathy, a star. Good morning. Ooh. You okay, sweetie? That was loud. Oh, poor babes. The baby is my son, yes. Cheryl Turner. I can't see the name Turner and not think of Will Turner, Bootstrap Will. What's the matter, Prince? It's 10:50, maybe he's tired. 11 o'clock is first nap time. Okay. So I have something to say about swimming against the current. You know, most people say, oh, you gotta go with the current. You gotta be... I even wrote it. Speaking of my book, I wrote about it in my book. Be water, my friend. Sometimes water can flow. Sometimes water can crash. Put water into teacup, it becomes teacup. Put water into pot, it turns to pot. Be water, my friend. Which is basically saying, be formless so that you can be anything. Which is good. Here's the thing where people get carried away with going with the flow. Constantly going with the flow is like constantly being in your feminine. And again, this must be a solar plexus morning, but if you're constantly going with the flow, that's feminine. Feminine is very flowy. Masculine is rigid. Those who go with the flow all the time don't have a mind of their own because they're always going with the current. The problem is we don't know who sets the flow. What we want to do is use our masculine to define what the flow is. And then we use our feminine to then go into that flow. Most people Mr. Fakers, you want to come over here? You want to hang out in the clubhouse, Prince? Did he not want to eat? Atlas right now is currently not going with the flow. He's all, I reject your reality and substitute my own. It's probably a great example right there. Is he does not want to go with the flow. Where was I? You know how people complain that the world is, most people are sheep? That most people being sheep is a result of everyone going with the flow and not questioning it. That's why I'm convinced that a lot of the New Age dogma is go with the flow, don't fight it, go with the flow, don't fight it, go with the flow, always go with the flow, always, always, always. And I say that that's wrong. Definitely go with the flow, but make sure you know what direction the flow is going in. Make sure you know who set the flow. Did you decide the direction of the flow? Did somebody else decide it for you and you're just going along the path? Can you think of how many kids today are going to college just because they're told they should go to college and end up coming out $70,000 in debt with a useless degree because they went with the flow and just did what they were told to do instead of saying, no. Again, I reject your reality and substitute my own. So, if you feel like you're constantly going against the flow, what I would suggest is I guess be still. Sort of take a serious consideration of where your life is at, how you got there, and how much of where your life is now came from what you wanted or what people told you should do. You know, your job, your relationship, your interests, what you spend your money on, what you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. How much of that is dictated by someone else and how much of that is what you actually wanted? There's nothing wrong with fighting the current, right? There's nothing wrong with going with the flow. The idea is how aware you are of that flow. How aware are you just in autopilot? Don't go against the flow just to go against the flow. Don't be a rebel just for the sake of being a rebel because it's the cool thing to do. And don't go with the flow because it's the easy thing to do, right? We don't always want the easy route. If any of you guys play video games out there, how many of you guys play video games and keep it on easy? You beat it on easy and you say, fuck that, I'm gonna play it on hard. I'm gonna play it on expert. We don't want things easy. We need a challenge to grow. And for the sake of interest. What's up, Prince? Yeah? Well, I was being stabbed in the stomach, so back to Nikki, I'll touch on this for a second. I wasn't being stabbed in the solar plexus. It wasn't like in the middle of my chest. It was like my gut, like my actual belly button. So if anything, maybe it was the navel that was having problems, not the solar plexus. But I like where your head's at. That's what I'm saying. That's why I find it useful to share your dreams, because people could be like, hey, I'm going to throw this out there. You don't have to take it. You can throw it back. But maybe it could be a chakra thing. And now I'm thinking, fuck, maybe you're right. Maybe it is. Serena Irons, how's it going? Also, Francine Morris is the one who's been helping me with my dreams, you guys. She's tapped in, she's in tune, and she's not afraid to speak her mind. So, everyone say hello to Francine. He's just staring at me. Hi, Prince. His teeth are coming in too, so he's teething. A way of showing you that Creator knows the end from the beginning. What was I reading that said exactly that? Did you guys listen to the Gospel Thomas that I put out, the audiobook? He says just that. He says something along the lines of, blessed are those, blessed are those who seek the beginning because the end can be found in the beginning, or something along those lines. So it's interesting, Francine, that you said that, a way of showing you that Creator knows the end from the beginning. TT. We covered that already. Keep a dream journal. Drink a liter of water before you go to bed. It'll wake you up in the middle of a dream. Write everything you can remember down. Repeat for 7 days. It's my thought that all flow is from the creation mother. It is the masculine power that determines the direction of that flow. Yeah, that's what I said, right? At least that's what I meant to say. When you keep your intentions, the universe will guide you in that direction. Yes, it will. To know the light, one must enter the dark to discover the light. So I am brought up as per usual, brought up a damn good point. They said, to know the light, one must enter the dark to discover the light. Oh, sweet. Are you crying or laughing? What's the matter, please? I think he wants me. Come here.
There's this toilet. Stinker.
He's a little figure. So imagine this. The universe is black. There's absence of light, right? Like, light from the sun stretches out into darkness. So it's like light has nowhere else to go but the darkness, which is an interesting idea. You Atlas. There's a knife in here. What are we listening to? It's just getting weird over here. The Delphic hymn to Apollo. What was Apollo the god of? The hunt? Someone help me out there? It's gotta be symbolic for something we're talking about, right? Atlas, you're killing me. We might have to end the live soon. Atlas is just destroying things right now. He's going through my drawers. Now he's chewing on the squash seeds. Feel like I'm supposed to be somewhere else, as if I'm given constant signs. I'm not reading them. Should I hear you on that? Though thought past life may give me an idea, I'm always the odd one out. Alice, you're destroying everything right now. Huh?
They're in the clubhouse.
You wanna go in the clubhouse? He threw it? He's an angry babes right now. Jalia, maybe you're not supposed to go to the past life. Maybe you're not supposed to look backwards. I don't know. That's what I'm picking up right now. Maybe you need to be looking forward to the future, not to the past. Something frozen helps with teething. Yeah. I know. But we don't have anything frozen right now. Also, I don't think he's always teething. I think he's just, like... I legit think he's just a needy baby. And he always wants shit. Oh, no, Atlas, I need that. Computer's gonna die. Because he'll go from screaming to, like, laughing hysterically 2 seconds later when you pick him up. So I don't think it's... I really think it's teething. Oh, yeah, that could be it, Serena. Who's like, I have all the answers for every one of your guys' questions. Listen to me. Sorry, I'm catching up with you guys' comments. I love reading your guys' comments. So if I space out, that's what I'm doing. I feel like once we get to like 20, 50,000 subscribers, I'm not going to be able to read your guys' comments anymore. That's the sad thing about getting a bigger channel, is I probably won't be able to keep up with you guys' comments anymore. Ooh, Brandy Renee, that's something I haven't read before. The angel demon cooperation. She says, the angel giving you synchronicities to communicate. You ignore the synchronicities, and she asks the demon to assist via the darkness. Man, that's beautifully said. What are you doing, sweetie? Wait, who's Sydney Ferrero, and why have I not sent your package out? Uh-oh. This is what happens. I put labels on the packages, and then I just forget to send them out. Sydney's probably pissed. I have no idea when I did this. She probably got a candle if it's 10 ounces. Damn. Whoops. Sorry, Sydney. His sun sign, Atlas, is a, what is he? Aquarius.
Hey,
What's he eating?
give me this.
What is it?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a packaging thing.
Don't put that in your mouth, sweetie. Ew.
Third Eye, what's cracking? You're not late. Remember, a wizard is never late. He arrives, or early. He arrives precisely when he means to. Avner, there you go. Some past life stuff. What would you say about first my intentions are to be self-employed, and then every job that you have and follow all the rules, you end up getting fired? Cheryl Dare, I don't have to answer that. I think you know damn well what that means. I like how his pants are 6 inches too long for him.
I know, right?
You look like a jellyfish, Atlas, crawling around. Or a little squid. What's up, you little squid? Are you a water baby? Like my sign? My sign's the Aries sun. Aquarius rising, and Pisces moon. But I have always loved the water. I'm not like always in it, but I'll just sit on a rock at the beach and stare at the ocean for fucking hours. I haven't done it in a while, been kind of busy, but I do love the water. Oh, Atlas. Hey, plug that back in. Atlas, plug it back in. Come on, baby, do me a favor. Imagine if he's like, okay, he plugs it back in. Ooh, cool, look at that. Ooh, stream. Damn it, he's pulling it out.
Atlas, over here. Over here, Papa. Don't you? Yes, over here.
What's he doing?
I don't know. He's up to no good.
Nice. Oh, I just got an Etsy sale.
You just got a letter.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Diddle diddle dim dim diddle dim dim diddle dim 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 diddle dim dim dim. By the way, in case you guys are wondering, the best method for cooking bacon is baking on parchment paper. You're welcome. Ugh. I still gotta make mugwort hydrosol too. I don't have any mugwort hydrosol lying around, do I? White sage. Ooh, super strong white sage. Atlas, come on, man. Hi, baby. Don't start crying. No llores. Cantar, no llores. Ay, 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 ay. Cantar, no llores. I need to make 5 black candles. Holy shit. Atlas, you're killing me, man. Yeah. Looks like we're gonna be busy. Oh man, fuck. What, sweetie? What, sweetie prince? Sorry, you guys. He wants to get in this drawer so bad. Damn, that white sage hydrosol is strong. It burned my eyes almost just smelling.
Come here, Alex.
You gonna see what I'm seeing right now? Yeah, that's you, Atlas, being a madman. You see yourself? He wants to get into the drawer so bad. course, I'm a damn fish. I'm always in the tub, sometimes 2 to 4 times a day. Here's the song, you guys. That's the link. T. I mean, I have to help with it. With help with dreams, Cheryl. Like I said, first and foremost, you have to be keeping a dream journal. Stands right up. You have to be keeping if you're not keeping a dream journal, you're not gonna remember your dreams. And fine here, fuck. I have dream spagyrics on my Etsy shop. Let me see. My listings. That helps with dreams a lot. It's spagyric. It's a super fancy tincture. It's like the essential oils. You burn the minerals off and then add it back in. Distill the plant material to make ethyl alcohol, and add it back together. But like I said, if you're not keeping a dream journal, it's almost not going to help. Yeah, he does. No, he's tired of sitting in the room. He wants to... Food sounds good. I should go get... Yeah, that's what... I think Atlas is letting us know that it's time to end the live. So, nope, that's not... Huh? What do you... Oh my god. Sweetie, look at it. No, you like that one? So, Daddy, it sucks. Here, you wanna play with it? No? He's pretty fascinated by the harmonica right now. I think we found something. Yeah. You singing the baby blues? Do the baby blues? Guduk Arduk. Are you translating for us? Is that what you're saying? Guduk Arduk? Ja, 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 ja. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. That's it. We're done. We're okay. Oh, someone's in the kitchen. Is it Grumps? Is Grumps in the kitchen right now?
It's your mom.
Thanks for hanging out, you guys. You guys are wonderful. I'll see you soon, all right? Say bye, sweetie. Say goodbye, sweetie. Thank you to you, Jenny.